Today, our topic of discussion is function in C++. So, if you ask me the question, what do you mean by function? Then I can tell you one point, that is, function will be treated as block of code. And in this block of code, we will assign some specific task. So what kind of task we are expecting, it depends on the programmer who is creating the function. Suppose we need to create a program to create a circle and color it. So we will create two functions. First function will draw the circle and the second function will be used to color this circle. So at that point of time we need two functions. But today we have to understand what are the different syntax available while defining any function in C++? Now concentrate on the types of function. In C++, we have two specific categories of function. The first one is known as standard library functions. Standard library functions means these functions are predefined in C++. However, today our topic of discussion is user-defined function. So here, this function will be created by the user. So now at this point of time, we have to understand how to create different functions for specific tasks because the syntax of the function will be different depending on the situation. Now consider the first syntax, how the function will look like. To define a function, there should be a function name. So here you can give any name according to your choice. Then you have to define one return type of the function. And then you will have some parameter or parameters that will be passed as an argument inside the function. And this portion is assigned for performing the task of the function. So if you follow this syntax and see how we are defining this function. See the return type of the function. Return type means what the function is returning from its body. If the function is not returning anything, then the return type will be void. See, in this function, in the body of the function, there is one single statement which is printing hello world. So this function is not returning any calculated value. So as a result, the return type of this function is void. Then according to this syntax, we have to give the name of the function. So here the name of the function is greet and this portion is allocated for passing parameters. But it may happen that we have some function with no parameter. So in this case, we are not passing anything inside the function, means it is a function that does not have any parameter. And now we know that whenever we are defining any function, then this function should perform some task. So what is the task assigned to this function? This function is printing a greeting statement, that is hello world. So this is the task of the function. Now we have to understand one important point. So this is the syntactical explanation of the function. However, where should I define this function? The function should be defined always outside the main function. So try to understand in C++ programming, whenever you are defining any user defined function, this function must be outside the main function. You are not allowed to write any user defined function inside this main function. So as a result, we are expecting that this function will be always outside the main function. So after defining this function, now we have to define the main function. But here there is one question. Why we need main function? The reason is main is a system defined function for each and every programming language which helps us to see the output of the function. Means if I want to see the output of this function that is defined by the user, we have to call the function. So after defining the function, if you are not calling it, then there is no use. You will not be able to see the output of the function. So here you have to understand one point. Where should I call this function? So now here my point is, after defining the function, we need to call the function. So this is the rule that we have to understand. Each and every function which is defined by the user must be called inside a function. So definition of the function will be outside main. However, calling of the function will be inside main. Now, here the point is we need main function because whichever programming language we are using, say we are using C++. So to execute C++ program, we are using some IDE, say code blocks. Now try to understand this particular software will reside upon the master control program which is known as operating system of the device. So now what is the role of the operating system? This operating system is responsible for performing some internal activity such as file management, memory management. So here the point is whenever we start executing this code for the first time, main function is called first. And within the main function, we have to call the user defined function. After calling this function, then the control of this calling statement will traverse to the actual body of the or actual definition of the function. So now how to call a function, again it is a question. So we know that we have to call this function inside this main, but try to understand whenever the function has no return type, means return type of the function is void, at that point of time you can call the function just by writing the name of the function. And since we have no parameter over here, so I'm just writing opening and close of the parenthesis. So this is how you can call the function. But remember one point, I will show it to you. Whenever a function is having a particular return type, then how to call a specific function, the syntax will differ. So now at this point of time, we know that after defining a function, within the main function, we have to call that function. So for calling the function, I will write the name of the function and then bracket, then semicolon. Now how it will execute. This is the main function. So whenever the function is called, then this function call will be redirected to the definition of the actual function. And after executing this function, it is coming back. So it is a bi-directional process that we can see. So this is how a simple function can be defined outside the main in C++. Now let's see how to define it. I have explained in the previous class what is the meaning of these two lines. This header file IOStream is needed so that this predefined function cout can be understood by the code. Basically, the definition of cout is written inside IOStream. So if I forget to use this IOStream header file, this program will give us some error, that is it will not be able to identify this cout function. Now concentrate here. So here I am declaring the function without any parameter, without any return type, and I am printing one simple statement. And I am defining one main function, and within that main function I am just calling the user defined function. That's it. So now it will give us the output hello there. Now try to concentrate on this portion. What happens if we have some function which is having a specific return type? Now focus on this function. So here one function is defined and name of the function is add. And here we are having one return type, int. So what is the definition of the return type? I have explained that whenever inside the body of the function we have some calculation and that calculation is returned by this function. So this function is calculating a plus b and returning back the addition of the function. So as a result, since this a and b are of type integer, then the return type of the function is integer. So what should be the return type of the function? It depends on what kind of calculation I am performing. If I am performing any floating point calculation and returning that value by using return keyword, so at this point of time, here we will have the return type as float. And now you have to understand one more point. Here, instead of writing the values directly, we can use some variables and we can pass those variables as an parameter like float a comma float b. So basically what is the definition of the parameter or function parameter? Here whichever variable we are using for calculation inside the function body, those parameters are passed as an parameter for a specific function. And whichever calculation we are returning, that type of the variable will decide the type of the return type of the function. Since we are calculating a plus b of type integer, so the return type of the function will be an integer. One thing you have to understand, whenever the return type of the function is void, then inside the function you can write only the printing statement. No return keyword should be there. This is the first point. Second point, whenever you have a function with a return type, then inside the function you have to write the return keyword. So this is the main difference between void and return type function. And whichever value you are calculating, those calculation must be performed using some variables. And those variables must be defined here as a parameter. So here I am using A and B for performing multiplication. So here I will define int A and int B. So defining parameter means I am defining the variables which contributes for the calculation inside the function body. You have to understand how to call this function, because after defining the function, definitely the next step will be you have to call the function. So this is the definition of the function with return type. So now for calling the function, what was the syntax? I have mentioned that whenever you have some particular function outside the main, then you have to call this function inside the main. How to call this function? You have to write the function name and then this bracket and semicolon. But this syntax is only acceptable when the return type of the function is void. But whenever the return type of the function is int, float or anything, at that point of time, after writing this syntax, you have to store this function inside some variable. And what should be the data type of the variable? The data type of the variable will be same as the return type. So here the data type of this variable will be integer type. And then you have to understand how many parameters are there inside the function. Since we have two parameter of type integer, so we have to pass two integer values. So now please concentrate on this line. Just try to understand this. If the return type of this function is void and no parameter is there, then write the main function and just call it using this syntax. However, when return type is there and you have some parameter inside the function, so as a result you have to write the return keyword inside the function and you can perform any calculation. And now how to call the function? Inside main, first call the function. The function name is f and just call the function just like previous. And then find out how many parameters are there and what is the data type. So we have a single parameter and data type is of type integer. So I have to pass one single integer parameter. But since we have a return type, as a result, there is no cout statement. So there is no printing statement. So to print the value of the function, I have to store this function inside a variable. And what should be the data type of the variable? Same as the return type. So I will write int v. And now here I will write cout and then I will print this variable v. So basically this variable b is holding the value of this function. So whenever this function is called, it is coming here and it is performing 2 into 2 4 and it is returning back this value to the variable v, and whenever we are printing b we are getting the output as 4. The same thing is happening here. So this is the calling statement. So while calling this function, I'm just writing the function name and now check out how many parameters are there. We have two parameters of type integer. So this is for parameter 1. So 100 is going to this A and this is for the second parameter B, 78. So whenever we are calling this function, it is coming here and it is passing value 100 and 78. So inside this function, it is calculating 100 plus 78. And then whenever we are returning this value, it is coming to this variable. And we are printing the sum variable to see the output. This is the main difference of the calling pattern between two categories of function. But I have one question, that is, whenever we have return type, we are passing some parameter. But is it necessary that whenever we have no return type, there should be no parameter? Can I write parameter here whenever we have no return type for the function? So now I will talk about case number 3. So we have one function, the name of the function is displaynum, and this function has no return type. Means we are expecting that inside the function there will be some print statement, there will be no return keyword. But here check one thing. Since the function has no return type, but there is no constraint over here, we can also define parameter for this function. So here my point is, in case number 3, even if the function has no return type, then also we can pass some parameter. But what should be the data type of that parameter? It depends on the programmer. I can take any kind of parameter and we can define any number of parameter, 4 5 6. There is no restrictions. So no return type, but this function is having the parameter. So we have two parameter and inside the function I am just printing the first variable and the second variable. The first parameter is n1 and the second parameter is n2. Now remember, we have to call this function. So how to call this function? Here we are calling the function by the name. We know that how to call this function. Inside main, we have to write just the name of the function. That's it. So we did this. However, this function has two parameters. So here we have to pass one integer value and one float value as an parameter. Now try to understand there is one point. We can straight away pass the value while calling the function. The second option is we can pass some variable inside the function, and before that we will assign some value to this variable. Basically here I can write display num, the name of the function, and then I can pass two values, integer and float, directly. That is 5 and 5.5. This is your option number 1. However, your option number 2 is you can write the function display num, and then instead of passing this value directly, you can take any variable and pass those value. But before calling, you have to fix the value of this variable, that is say x equal to 5 and y equal to 5.5. So this is your option number 2. So here what happens, instead of passing the direct value, inside the main I have used two variable num1 and num2, and we have passed this two value inside this variable. So these are the two options. Any option you can adopt. But you have to check one thing. Here the data type is float, but here the data type is written as double. So can I pass double value here? See, try to understand. The float and double both will hold the decimal values. However, the size of the float is less than the size of the double. So in this case, if you have integer and float value, then you can pass integer and float value. However, you can also pass integer and double value also, because double and float both are same. Only difference is the size. So it doesn't matter what you are passing here, but you cannot pass both the value as integer, because in the second case, this is a provision for float data type only. This is the point you have to remember. According to our today's discussion, whenever we are having some user defined function, it should be defined outside main. Fine. But don't forget that C++ is object oriented programming. Means we have the concept of class and object. So now in the next day we will learn how to define a user defined function within a class. And whenever a user defined function is defined inside a class, how to call this function inside main using some object.